Hello, adventurers. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 33rd episode of Caches and Cantrips Campaign 2, where some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons & Dragons live on Friday nights, joined by our amazing cast of Bunny Dreadful, Nina Nikolic, Mac and Cheese Please, Virtual Spectre, and Moves Like Jagger from the GG crew. Yay!
You did it.
Here.
I will say, right before I turned the cameras on, I was like, what the F am I doing? And we was like, that's how you should start the stream. That's how you should just start it, but
It's true. I was ready to start the stream for you if you needed it. I was going to say, hello, I'm Bunimus, and welcome to Casters and Cantrips.
Thank you for
Bunimus?
volunteering. Yeah.
I like it.
Anyway, hopefully you all have had a good day. Sorry there was no tone knowledge on Monday, but Moobs is out and I feel like trash. I feel less like trash now, so that's good. Yay.
Good.
Oh wait, you couldn't hear it.
I saw it though. I felt it. And like right here is where I felt it. I didn't need to hear it. I just knew. I had one of those things where I just like couldn't stop like coughing and was like run down. It was stupid. Anyway. You want to play some D&D today?
No, we should play Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, the new update's out. What we should be playing that.
Yeah, Max.
kidding, I'm just
I'm kidding.
All right. See y'all later. Bye. I'm no longer needed, and I just float away.
I gotta go. I gotta call.
Don't worry,
out
Max.
my-
I'll play D&D.
Yeah.
Taj and Emmy are going on a road trip to Stardew Valley.
I mean, nothing says you can't have your own farm in D&D.
Seems like a lot of work. I don't know.
Mm.
Wait.
Can you have
How many real life
Can you
days
have,
does it take to grow the crop?
veggies on ships? I don't know, because a lot of salt water. I don't know if they survive very long.
With magic, we can do anything we want.
Has
That's all I'm saying.
hydroponic gardens been invented yet?
Actually, I have a spell. Actually, I'm a druid. I literally have a spell for that. So, like, literally, there's a spell.
It's like there's a spell for this. It's like the D&D
Yeah.
version of like there's an app for that. Like there's a spell for that. It's like anyway, now that we're completely off of the rails, with that being said, welcome to our show. If you haven't yet, please go check out our YouTube channel. We're there right now, unless you're there, and then we're right here, but also there. Yeah, that's how it works out.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere,
We're everywhere.
all at once, all the time.
True.
We also have a Discord where you can come hang out and talk about the game as well as other things. In the Discord, we have all sorts of fun channels. People share music. Moves just shared his beautiful new dice in the campaign chat. They're just gorgeous.
Oh,
So if
sorry,
you wanna
not
see
me.
some
My
new
dice.
picks. Oh, well, you're gorgeous too, but so are your dice.
Oh,
Anyway, aside from that, we also have podcast format for all of our content. So if you'd rather just not look at us, there's an option for you. Option 1, listen to the podcast. Option 2 is turn your screen off. But option 1's a lot easier. So you can go check out our podcasts anywhere where podcasts are sold. We've got Tome of Knowledge on there. We have our full campaign episodes, as well as our Out of Combat. And if you don't know what those things are, that's okay. Just listen to them. You'll love it. But
guaranteed.
yeah, guess that's your money back guaranteed. However much you spend on the podcast, money back guaranteed. Aside from that, if you just can't wait for the podcast to come out, well, good news for you. You can get them early on our Patreon. And there are several different tiers. We dropped some free character sheets a couple weeks ago from one of our Tome of Knowledge episodes. So if you want some really wacky characters in your campaign, have at them. Gregory the Magnificent would love to be there as one of them.
Gregory the Magnificent. Oh,
Best wizard I've ever made. Anyway,
Awesome.
never played.
Aside from all of those things, I don't have anything else to say. I don't think that I can think of. Wonderful cast. Do you have anything that you'd like to share while I collect my thoughts?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
The future is bright. Happy
There we go.
Saturday.
Happy
I almost spit my
Oh,
water
yeah.
all over my monitor. That'd been
And for those who celebrate, Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah!
Lunar New
Happy
Year.
New
You're
Year
the
for everyone
dragon
celebrating.
Tomorrow.
I'm so jealous.
Or Konghei Fachoy to all our Asian peeps.
All these cool people getting born, getting Year the Dragon right now, man.
So if you want to have a baby, now's the time because then there'll be a dragon. So
Yeah, do it. Go, everybody. Don't turn the podcast off and go and do it.
What?
Will they be
Anyways, let's start the show.
like a
That's-
dragon moves?
Oh my god!
right.
What?
Do we have announcements? Oh no! Quick, get off this part.
Just listen to all of our stuff and go watch it. We work really hard on it, and I pour my
are we
love
doing the
into it.
ASMR podcast now?
That would be your department because I think your voice sounds better than mine. So
Chat
Have at it,
told
bud.
me my drawing stream is an ASMR stream. I think that might be just because I forgot to turn the camera on for a little while, but they did tell me that it's an
Because
ASMR
when
stream.
you
So.
concentrate, you get real intimate.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, if anybody wants to get intimate with me while I draw an Eladrin coming out on Wednesdays.
Let's get intimate. Let's get intimate.
Max's
Hey.
Thoughts right now are, why do I do this every week with these crazy people?
I mean, you would be surprised. It looks like I'm deep in thought, but there's nothing going on up here. It's a blank slate right now. I'm just gonna read what I'm just gonna read what. Go ahead.
Until DM mode comes on, then it's like boom.
Well, I'm just gonna read what I wrote myself earlier. So lucky. Thanks past me. Looking out for future me.
Something I prepared earlier.
Yeah. Good thing too.
Previously on Casters and Cantrips.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn,
exactly.
That was good voice acting.
Speaking of, I'm just gonna
Looks
give
like
this
she
to
does it
Nina to read.
professionally.
I know. What the heck? Why isn't she reading this? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I
you know
could
what?
record it for you.
If any one of you, well, that wouldn't work because I usually write these the day of, so that wouldn't work. I was like, hey, if y'all want to write this shit and say it during
I have
stream,
a
have
fast
at it.
turnaround, guys.
And if you want to be cool like us and you want Nina to read things for you for money, go to her website. It's her name.com.
Literally.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I digress. Continue.
Yes, I didn't have anything else to say except that we'll go ahead and get settled, get our minds right, and get our bodies prepared for the 33rd episode of Casters and Cantrips Campaign 2. Our story last left off with our heroes seeking out a tailor that was just good enough for Hayden to blend in with the clientele of the Gilded Atoll. After some searching, they had found the Gilded Tailoring ran by a dwarven gentleman named Garrett. After ordering some custom new threads for Hayden, Taj led the group to the Mystic's shop that the party had seen a few days earlier. A short time later, they arrived at Zephyra's Veil, which was ran by Madame Zephyra, where Taj informed her that they were looking for an echoing crystal. And also, Emmy had inquired about obtaining some magical items. Zephyra informed the group that part of the price of admission was for members of the party to partake in some of her mystic services inside of her shop. Both Taj and Azric agreed to have their fortunes read by her. Unfortunately for both Taj and Azric, it appeared that their futures had some ill omens on the horizon, and Madame Zephyra had told them to heed it as a warning, and perhaps maybe they had time to change their fates. And while Emmy was not interested in her fortune being told, she did agree to Madame Zephyra assisting her to contact her deceased mother. Initially, contact was made with Elaine. However, the session was cut short as something had interfered. As the mystic was overwhelmed by this intruder, the sheer power of Azric's patron intervened in the session, and Azric could hear the echoing words of obey in his mind. Madame Zafira suffered a great deal of physical strain and spiritual anguish from the unexpected intrusion. And shortly after the session ended, she demanded that Azric leave immediately. However, she still planned to honor the deal she made with Taj and Emmy. Azric decided that now was the time he needed to try and commune with his mysterious patron to better learn what they're demanding of him now, as it has now become more dangerous to those around him. The party found an inn to set up a makeshift ritual where Azric had fully submerged himself in a tub of cold ocean water and eventually descended to his patron's domain to parley with them. The first thing that he heard from said patron was, "Are you ready to serve?" And that is where we'll begin our episode this evening.
Do I see anything in proximity?
Your visibility is in this deep ocean water, about as far as you could barely see your hand in front of your face. Like mentioned before, your gift of dark vision here serves no purpose. There's no magic at play. There is no light here, only darkness.
If I am to offer my services, I need to know whom I'm serving.
Why is this important to you now?
Important to me now because you've already proven that you can take it away in a blink of an eye.
You would be wise to not forget.
Who are you?
You will come to know me in time.
And what is it that you want with me?
In order for you to grow in power, I must grow in power.
How can I help you do that?
I've been restricted.
How do I unchain your binds?
It will not be easy, but the reward will be great. We share a common hatred.
But with the ones who wish my kind dead.
No. The ones who refused to save you when I did.
The Lotus King.
Among others.
why do you hate the others?
I have told you. I have been restrained.
What is true, I share no love for the Lotus King. Any guidelines I need to know so you don't pull the little stunt you did earlier?
All you need to remember is that you serve me. Your power belongs to me.
And who is me? What do I call you?
You know my name when you are ready.
And if I'm not?
It is in your best interest to make sure that you are. If you are not useful to me, then you are not useful.
Well, I think we kind of need some ground rules because it seems to me that you are the one who needs me to set you free. I think it's best in both our interests if we have a mutual and beneficial relationship.
There were those before you, and there will be many after you.
The others are not me. A chosen of the ones you hate.
Do not aid my enemies.
But if it benefits my interests, wouldn't that not benefit you?
My interests are what should be important to you. My favor is what should be important to you.
Oh, I don't agree. But if I can ally myself with those who can take on the divine order, the conservancy, the ones who want me dead or behind bars, I'm not really much of help, am I? You think in black and white when the world is grey.
I know more of the world than you could possibly imagine. Your squabbles with them are an obstacle. I am giving you path to greatness. I will not tolerate an alliance, whether mutual benefit or not, to anyone that bows to the Pantheon.
Oh, I do not bow to them, especially the Lotus King. On that, you have my assurance.
Perhaps as a show of good faith, as a statement of your willingness to serve. Proof that you shed those that have held you back. Perhaps you acquire what you've given back to them. Prove to me that you're ready.
It will be done.
Serve me well, and you will know power unimaginable.
I do ask in return that you leave the ones that are dear to me out of this, of whatever you and I have. I want their safety. I want the power to protect them.
Who are you looking to protect exactly?
The ones dear to my heart.
Name them.
Taj. Dillajon. My mother. Not my birth mother. But Sister Jacinda.
If they do not intervene or present themselves as obstacles, then they are no threat to me. However, your brother looks to serve one of my enemies. That could present as an obstacle.
Perhaps you can make an exception. He is just blinded by faith, but holds no power.
Yet,
Oh, I guess we shall see.
we shall do this. Earn my trust.
As you wish.
As soon as you finish the last syllable in your sentence, you feel as though your body is rocketing towards the surface of this endless, dark ocean. And you feel yourself rising an unimaginable height. Until, even though you can't see, it feels as though you break the surface of the waves. Those of you in the other room, you hear a large sort of crash, water flying all over. It seems as though buckets are being poured onto the floor. Taj, you can see this. You have your spell, and you are observing what's going on. And it looks as though Azric has thrown himself from out of this tub. From being fully submerged, he has just rocketed out and is lying on the floor as water is just spilling out.
Oh, God, it's cold. Where did I put the towel?
Is he all right?
Hello?
What's happening,
Azric?
Tosh? What do you see?
The door is locked and I can't seem to open it.
It is locked for our safety. How do we know that it is all you?
I'm speaking?
Tell us something that only Azric would know.
But if I'm the only one who knows, then how do you know
Oh,
that
no.
I know?
No.
Tell us something that we all know as a group, but if you are being possessed, they would not know.
What do I know? Our chef is Chowder, and she is not a great chef.
Okay, but what is her latest invention?
Oh, super slop, yes.
Okay, I think it's Azric.
Takes
Okay.
out.
No, I can't be sure. We should leave him in there for a few more minutes.
I think so.
Hayden,
You
I
think he's
heard that.
possessed?
And what is it that she likes to make?
Chowder?
What is it?
She likes to make. She only knows how to make one thing, and it's slop.
Then the door unlocks.
That was a trick question.
Emmy's gonna give Azric a hug. Are you okay?
As Emmy hugs Azric, my towel drops, and I'm like, oh dear.
Anime moment!
She's blushing.
Emmy's nose bleeds. No, I don't think Emmy really notices. To be honest, like that's kind of like irrelevant to her. To be honest,
All of the water that you all had meticulously poured in the tub from the ocean is no longer in the tub. It is all over the floor. There's nothing inside the tub now.
Oh, what a mess. They won't charge us extra for this, will they?
I can probably take care of that. See if I have a spell to take care of that.
Is it that happened to you?
Well, I made contact with my patron. They made a few things very clear. And I need to prove to my patron that I can earn its trust.
How do we do that?
Well, we already discussed it in a way, but we need to steal the artifact back.
I didn't bring the spell that I needed to pick up water. Does anybody want to grab some towels and help me? And Emmy's gonna go start cleaning the bathroom. She's not
yes.
listening for you all to make this decision, is what I'm saying.
When you say artifact, you mean the thing that you all had to retrieve in order to save me?
Yes, and the way I see it is they didn't hold up their end of the bargain.
Really?
No,
Well, they were the ones who were
didn't.
going to turn you back from stone to flesh, and, well, here you are, already flesh.
But we need that artifact back anyway.
Precisely that. We were going to do it anyway, so it seems like a win-win to me.
It seems like a win-win to me as well. Do you have a plan for getting it back?
Well, they all already agreed to let you research it. Am I right?
No, well, I believed we were going to try, but, it might be a bit shaky. We could definitely need some leverage. If, old what's-his-face is still around, he'll definitely throw some spanners in the works, I imagine. But we do have the ledger, yes. Is that something we could use for leverage? I mean, Esco seems to be the closest place to Ontes, and your whole family is there. I dare say maybe it might be of use to protect them from what might be coming. I don't know. I eat when I'm nervous.
What are you eating?
Oh, I just found some little bits of fruit over there on the table. Do you want some?
Wait, it was in the room when we got
edible.
here? I don't think you should eat that.
Oh, I've got an iron stomach. It's all that acid.
Right. Well,
You're right there, Emmy.
I'm good.
Someone get her some water. Oh, wait, it's all over the floor. There you go, love.
oh, that's salt water. You can't drink that.
Oh, yes, don't drink.
She
Well,
might drink that.
Emmy
Actually.
might be
I
able
can
to.
drink that. That's fine. I can breathe that and drink it, really. So, yeah.
Actually, what do you drink when you're underwater?
Well, we have rooms that don't have water in them, so you do get thirsty. We don't like sleep in the water. You know that, right? Like, I'm not a fish. Like, like I don't have gills.
Oh.
Did you know that? You did know that, right? Because
You could have.
Azric checks behind Emmy's ears to look for gills.
like, that's really kind of rude, actually, because I'm not a fish. I'm closer to you all okay.
Listen, my benefactor is not too keen on helping those who worship the Pantheon.
So a trade
Oh, well,
might
that's
be...
fine. We don't worship them anyways.
Yeah, but if we were to help them, then I will get in trouble.
Oh, I don't need to help them. Does anybody here even worship the
Well-
Pantheon?
Well, hold on. What exactly did this thing say to you? Did you learn anything at all about it?
Limited information. It's restrained. Its power is restricted by those such as the Lotus King and others of the Pantheon.
And do you want to set it free?
I mean, it keeps me alive.
True. But what if it, I don't know. Decided it was its time to rule the world.
Well, I, for one, welcome our spooky-voiced overlord.
Hmm.
I mean, he did save Azric's life. And he does give Azric really cool powers.
I will say, I do not agree with many of the things the Conservancy does, but you do realize that this is the type of thing that generally allows them to hold their power when they can point to something and say, oh, look, magic users making deals with powerful entities we know nothing about.
A bit of a semantics, don't you think?
No, I think that's generally what they get their authority from. I mean,
To be fair,
huh?
Sorry, Cooter.
Oh, I was just going to say that but we went down this path in the first place because we didn't know what this patron thing was capable of anyway. So it might be a win-win or it might be a lose-lose.
Look, I'm going to do whatever the group wants to do. However, this thing seems to be a problem for the Pantheon. Otherwise, they wouldn't have restrained him in the first place. He must be pretty powerful. I just want to caution the idea of maybe letting something like that loose.
I believe, let's cross that bridge when we get there.
He didn't give you any more information, like a name? Because if we had a name, we could go and do some research. We could go to a library and see if there's any gods that have a spooky voice that the rest of the Pantheon locked up.
Well, I didn't really see much. I just heard a voice. Oddly
You didn't
enough,
ask him his name?
it said in due time, basically.
Yeah. Well, what should we call him in the meantime? We can't just... Is it a him or a them?
Not sure.
Well, now I feel bad. I don't know. I'm so sorry, spooky one. What should we call them?
I'd just say they or it. I don't know.
Okay, well, we need to call it something. So, I was thinking maybe Mr. Spooky, but now I don't think that'll work because we just don't even know if it's a Mr. So maybe spooky thing, spooky. What about
What, maybe Pooter knows?
Spock? We could call him Spock, short for spooky.
Not sure they're really about living long and prospering.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a good
let me
name.
think. Would this be history or religion or what?
It's of the ocean, I'm assuming.
I can roll nature.
What are you trying to do?
If I might have ever encountered something similar to what Azric's describing.
No. This is definitely not something that you could just recall from any of your memory.
Maybe your people know, Emmy. It's
They might.
where I was.
mean,
I was deep in the ocean. Not even my magical sight can see through pierced darkness. So maybe I'm just throwing this out
ocean?
there. It could be
so
from
deep that there's no light.
Correct. Yes.
That's not good, Azric. It's really bad, actually.
Is it though? I'm healthy. I'm well. Look at these.
Well, I know, but the only things that live down there aren't usually very good. And if he's locked down there and can survive down there with the other things that are down there, it's a little, it's pretty scary, but my people might know because the only things we fear in the ocean are the things that come from that deep. There's giant squid and giant octopus, but even those, they don't go to the deepest parts.
Well, the more reason for us to go to your home world and learn more about it.
I don't know if they would let us. Maybe if we had a really good reason, if we were to bring that artifact to them for safekeeping.
Sure, yeah.
But they're never going to let us take that. Emmy wasn't in the room when you guys were talking about stealing it.
Oh, well.
I was going to try and convince them to let me take it, but I don't think it's going to work.
No, we already had a plan for that, love. They already said that they were considering potentially maybe giving me access to it for research.
But not giving it to you to take. They're not going to let you do that.
Well, that's a thing we'll come to. Depends on how things roll out. It's not like we'll come up to them and say, hey, give us the artifact. But it's definitely not safe in there.
No.
No.
No, we do a switcheroo. Pooter takes it and replace it with a replica or something that looks like it.
We're gonna pirate it?
Do we have one of those?
If I can have enough time with it, I might be able to tinker a replica of it, maybe.
Ooh.
How much time do you think you would need?
Oh, it would probably take quite a bit of time and some resources. But
Is-
we'd have to get access to it first because we don't even know what it looks like. I don't think we've even seen it yet.
I was
It
just
was
about to
locked
say
away
that.
this whole time.
This is assuming they even agreed to let Kuda around it at all.
I could definitely quite easily tinker together a heavy box that it was in.
Well, assuming you all ventured into the vaults, well, I mean, that's already half the battle. You have to lay the land.
So it was under extreme lock and key, and it was stolen. You all had to get it back. Do you think they'll put it in the same place twice?
I mean, who would be foolish enough to steal it twice?
Well, I think their mission from this point would probably to not make the same mistake again. I know I wouldn't keep it in the same place.
Shouldn't have eaten those grapes, Kuta.
Sorry.
Look, we have
Little bit of reflux.
some time to figure this out, right?
I imagine so.
Just preparing some splashes, just in cases.
Would say we keep all this in mind, think on it, hatch a plan. But in the meantime, there's a lot of gold to be made.
That there is, yes.
How far away are we from the big event? A few days?
It is currently the 27th of Quintus. Later this afternoon, early evening. So the Mercantile Symposium of Progress is 1 week from today.
The man at the shop said we need to find a sponsor or advocate of some sort that could help us sell the things that you all found, or did I misremember?
It was presented as being ideal to what do they call it in the city? Make some friends, if you will. What's it called when you go and you kind of like rub up on people, but not in a
Schmooze?
sexual way? Maybe that's one of the words I was thinking.
What kind of?
In a business proposition way.
I believe that was we need a contact if we wanted magical items. I'm
Oh
aware if we need.
yes, that was it.
I mean, it does make sense that we need someone to help us auction off the tapestry.
Yes, that as well. But also, we might be able to leverage that person to maybe get us some more interesting bits and pieces. I would be interested to see if we could get more access to some of these goodies. I'm sure there'll be some really interesting things on show. Knowledge is power, and everyone knows that when the wine starts flowing at these types of events, there's lots of knowledge to be thrown about, especially if you've got a keen ear hole. I have too.
That's correct. Yes.
Tried to hold it in.
Oh well, we have a week's time to try to find a contact. Maybe someone from the Whisper Network, or maybe through the extravagantly rich people that we met at the Vale. Might know some people.
Yes.
It's the Saffron Allure is the business
that's
you're
right.
looking for.
Oh, should that be our next step, or do we have any other things that we're trying to accomplish in the meantime?
Well, I would like to search for Echo Crystal as the last component. And anything else anyone else has to do, we have a week's time to do it.
Oh, perhaps
we're
we
going
should look
to-
for that first.
I have
think
something I
that
want
is
to work on the
important.
ship, so
We will need our fancy clothes if we're going back to the Saffron Allure.
Ah, yes, I have a few days before mine is ready.
I guess we have enough time for crystal hunting then.
DM point for you all to help jog the audience's memory is the reason why Azric and Taj went through the whole fortune telling thing was in an agreement that she would find and source an echoing crystal for you all that should be ready on Moon Day for, I believe it was 200 gold pieces.
Oh, yes, right. As I said, we have one coming.
how many do we need? That should cover it, right?
Just one.
Does that mean we can do our own thing? Because I have something I was given an idea. I want to work on something on the ship.
Yeah, what did
that's
you
okay.
have in mind? Do you need a hand?
Actually, yes. I'll tell you about it later.
Well, to the ship then, I suppose. Unless anyone has anything else you need to do. Were we still repairing it?
I believe so.
Yes.
Oh, well, we might as well.
Days.
Might as well check up and see how that's doing, and then we can see what our friend Emmy needs and gather what we can and then hit the town.
All right.
Paint the town red.
I can do my thing off camera, so we can just skip to hitting the town red if we like. I will send a message to the DM.
I have no idea what you're going to send me, so I have no idea what you're talking about. So it looks like you all have a couple things coming on Moon Day. Hayden's new clothes, as well as the Echoing Crystal, and then a contact for Emmy for potential magical items.
And how long is that?
So it's Fire's Day evening, so you've got Satyr's Day, and then you have Sunday, and then Moon Day.
Got a
So-
whole weekend to party down, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're this lively at this age, Kuda, I could only imagine what you were like in your youth.
Oh, wouldn't you like to know, Sutton?
Apparently, Kuta likes rubbing up against people.
Well, I don't have much choice. Not many people even see me coming.
Fair point.
Far below their field of vision.
All right. Well, I guess we have a few days. Let's head back to the ship, and everyone's on leave to do what they will.
Sounds like a plan. I'd better go see what Emmy needs. Maybe we can see if Chowder needs any specific ingredients to improve on the super slop.
Actually, Cooter, come here. That's actually what I'm working on.
Oh.
Okay, so I noticed that surface people don't eat a lot of healthy foods. And then they cook everything or they add a lot of salt to it. So I thought when we're on the boat, it'd be nice if we had fresh food. And I was thinking, using my druid magic, I can create an indoor garden really easily. But I just need an auto watering system. And that's where you come in.
Oh,
Because then no one has to do any extra work.
I have made one of those back in my little hut. Had to, you see, I was the only one taking care of myself, so
I figure you start tinkering and I'll go get some seeds and all the things we need. I'll ask what vegetables surface people like, and then we will plant those and I will cast plant growth, and then we should have delicious veggies within a week. And then we can add those to the slop so that it's a little more
nutritious.
Yes.
Well, yes. We do need a little bit more nutrition. Azric's looking a little defluffed lately.
Yeah, I noticed he's looking really scrawny.
Must be all the stress from the
he did almost die, to be fair.
That's all right. He'll get his strength back. We'll get a lot of protein-rich vegetable.
Oh yeah, what's a good vegetable for that? What is a protein vegetable?
I usually go with beans. They're legumes.
I've never heard of that, but I will ask at the shops.
It's probably a good idea if you just take it very easy on the beans. It might be quite intense for your tummy if you're not used to them.
Oh, are they poisonous? Could we use them to poison our enemies?
No, but they can be painful and quite startling if one isn't used to it and eats too many.
Okay, this is good to know.
In both sound and smell, yes.
That's what we're doing on our downtime.
Do some interesting things. Yes.
I have researched a list of heat-tolerant crops at your disposal.
Emmy's gonna buy whatever the people at the shops tell her to buy because it's Emmy. So,
do I remember my schematics for the self-watering system and water filter?
Playing Stardew, eat it, Max. Just kidding.
It's your sandbox. You build whatever you want. If you want to garden on your boat, you can garden on your boat. That's fine.
I just want to roll to see how well the final construction actually functions. Again.
Well, let me take a look here.
Hilarious.
I want it to be like, you know how people get those little things in their kitchen and they'll put their dishes to dry over top of like the plants and they'll drip in. I want it to be like that, but like times 100. Like kind of like a what's the Rube Goldberg machine version of that? That's like even more weird.
It makes you breakfast in the process too.
Yeah, like toast and fresh cucumbers.
Like an auto machine.
Yeah. All right, let me do some digging here. So basically what you would be doing, Cooter, is you'd be using some downtime to essentially craft an item, which would be a thing that auto waters Amy's garden. So typically you need half the amount of raw materials of what something like this would cost. However, there is no precedent that I know of in D&D for an auto watering machine, which means that it would have to be an invention of yours. And
well, that's what I do, son. I'm an inventor.
You can also create clean water, like easily using a spell on any days that are like off camera, right? So we'll always have a supply of water for the plants. And us. That I just saved us like 10 barrels in our cargo. You're welcome.
Wow, look at you.
Now that space can be used for Taj's new bedroom or whatever else we would need. Ooh, maybe we could set up some tables so that Chowder could have a real cafe on the ship.
Your ship's not that big.
Chowder have cooking skill.
I was thinking like a barrel with a tablecloth on it, and that's pretty much it.
So a couple things, Cooter. How well do you want this to work? Do you want it to be functioning?
I would love it to actually function for Emmy. It just
I'll
depends
laugh
how
if it doesn't.
depends
So-
how fishing pole it is.
So if you actually want to make this thing work, you could spend a
What do you mean? Everything I make works perfectly.
she says with a disembodied voice. So after you can spend a week of research on this, which I will basically say is you coming up with plans and like inventing this sort of thing. And then basically you would get a bonus to like an intelligence roll to come up with it, and then after that you could craft it. So at best you could make it in like 2 weeks or so, since it's how it's usually divided. So it can be something that you can start on, spend some time researching, make some rolls, and then go build the thing and then have it work.
That sounds marvelous, considering I don't need to keep all this ledger content in my head anymore. that's
Room for
that
more
project's
schematics.
done.
If we do a good job on this, Max, would fresh veggies help the ship's crew morale?
Absolutely.
Cool. I just thought of that.
Throw some fruit
I
in
was
there and
just
you can
doing it
stave
for
off
funsies.
scurvy.
Ooh, let's grow a lemon tree.
Oranges.
Yeah.
So well, we can do the specifics later because it's going to take a week. But basically, the first step for Cooter is you spend a week. You have to spend at least 50 gold to gather materials, find things to research, look up other things, and then when you're done, you'll get a bonus, or you'll get to make an intelligence check on it to learn. If you spend more gold, up to 300 more, then you can get up to a +6 of your intelligence roll to see if you can sort of invent this thing. Or I guess
Consider
reinvent.
it done.
And I slap the 350 gold in front of the disembodied voice.
All right. So whenever you want to start it during the week, you are basically going to be researching how to create this, and this could come from you sitting down, putting quill to paper and like making drawings and blueprints. It could be asking many people in town right now that might be inventors themselves on like how they would come across something like this, or like maybe looking up and researching other previous inventions from prior festivals. So this is kind of like a
What
think
a
of like a mod.
perfect
Yeah.
for our schmoozing.
Yeah. A perfect like montage week is it's happening while the game is happening, is in your downtime, you're researching this stuff and figuring out how to come up with it.
Indeed.
I'm going to, just a note, I'm going to remove the gold now so I don't forget.
Yeah, go for it.
The full amount, 350 GPs.
I'm just making a note somewhere that you did that. For research.
Whenever we're on the ship, nobody talks to me. Very busy, things to do.
right,
Same
Cooter.
for me. No one talk to me.
All right, well, that's sorted. Where to now? What's the plan, team? Anywhere you want to check out in town? Or any
Well-
connections we might have?
Don't we have a bunch of stuff to sell?
Hmm.
Oh, it's
Maybe
already
there's
sold.
Did we sell most of it?
All the gems, art pieces, yes.
And all
Just
all
have
the
the one
scrolls
thing, right?
identified?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
did
no,
we do
no.
that?
Not that.
Oh, give me a moment, friends.
Yeah.
Might we
Maybe, but might I suggest that we rest for this day so I can get that done for us? Because
Wait,
I believe we did a lot of preparations for Azaric situation, not knowing what was going to happen. So,
Do you want to rest at the ship, or do you want to find somewhere else to stay? I'd rather not stay here, since we kind of trashed the
we
place.
we can stay on the ship. We've got things to do there anyway. So we can just go back to the ship and get all these things identified. Emmy can start her project, and then we can regroup in the morning. Go find us some very smart and capable business people to make friends with.
All right, back to the ship. I'd like to pick up a case of rum on the way. Surprise the crew.
Oh yes, always makes the work go quicker.
Let's see.
I can help with that.
Buying some rum. We'll mess with some prices here. So a fine bottle of wine is 10 gold pieces. So I'm gonna say, what quality of rum are you looking at getting your crew?
Run of the mill, nothing fancy. Enough to get the job done.
All right, run of the mill. I will say
Something that won't make us blind.
good call. So I will say bottle of rum. You're looking at 4 silver pieces for the whole bottle. Now, however much a case is, you determine how many bottles that is, and you deduct it because you can find rum here. Not a big deal.
A case of 12.
All right. Time for math.
48.
Yep. 4 gold, 8 silver.
All right.
And you've secured 12 bottles of rum for your crew of 20 plus.
Yummy, yummy.
I think I'll buy a little bit, 2 bottles, a little bit nicer rum for myself.
Ah, man of discerning taste. Little bit nicer. You can go as nice as you want. I would say on the nicer side.
Let's say top shelf.
Top shelf
Yeah,
Top
now
shelf.
we're talking.
rum. Then I will say I will consider that probably 5 gold. Not as expensive as like fine wine, but
I'll take it.
give yourself some fine rum.
Got it. Adding rum.
Well, if we are investing in our food health, I want to buy a fresh set of cooking knives for Chowder, along with a chef's hat
Give
and an
her
apron.
more knives.
Yeah, but nice knives. You want
She
to
already
eat?
has a chef's hat, by the way. We did do that already.
Well, then
Don't remember if she liked it or not.
I'd rather not have her serve us food with rusty knives.
True, but more knives means more things she can throw at us.
It's
Maybe just
Chowder.
one
What's
really
the
good
worst gonna
knife.
happen? What's the worst that could happen?
You've met her, right?
I stay away from her as much as possible.
Oh, maybe buy the knives, but let's also buy a sign to hang on the door, like, don't enter.
I think Kozak might be able to do that. He's got carpentry tools.
Oh, good idea.
Maybe a sign that says, "Don't kiss the cook."
Yeah. Actually, could we get her an apron that says, don't ever, 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 ever kiss the cook?
No, just a basic apron. I'm not spending that much money on Chowder.
Oh, but she tried so hard.
Right, but knives will do just fine.
There are cook's utensils as artisan's tools, which would be 1 gold piece. Yeah, a chef's knife set, and a nice apron.
Fun.
She's gonna be so happy.
All right, I think that's it for me.
I'm set as well.
I mean, he's gonna buy a bunch of seeds, but I would prefer if we just like roll on a random table when they start to grow.
Sure.
Ooh, that's fun.
She's not gonna pay attention to which ones she puts where either. So
All right.
it'll be a mystery.
Just so you know, Kuda, we have 8 things to identify.
Yes, can do.
All right.
I might need an extra day for Emmy's project, but that's all right. That's all right. Good things take time.
You have Emmy helping too. So like, I don't know if like I'm not skilled at tinkering, but you have manual labor. If that helps you.
Not
What's
with her
the preparation
invention.
stuff? Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I have to
okay, okay.
invent and
Yeah.
ruminate.
You can build the garden, no problem. Like with help, that works there. But her inventing something that doesn't really help.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
I ritually identify several things.
Several things. Got it.
All the things
Your previous loot
are being
3
ritual.
scrolls and 5 potions.
So some of them you already know what they are.
Yeah, it was the few that were left. I think I pinned it. Oh yeah.
Oh no, you've already identified everything that you had from that haul.
Oh. Beautiful.
Oh, we did.
All
Well
the-
then,
Lots of potions, lots
we
of
just
scrolls,
got some time back.
some magic items, or 1 magic item. You didn't sell any of the gems, it looks like, and you're holding on to. It says gems and art objects not sold yet. You can figure that out. The tapestry is its own thing. Also, as
Okay,
a
well
point of
then-
note, where are you keeping the tapestry? And it can be wherever you want at this point. This isn't like a gotcha type question. I just want to know where it's kept. It's like something you would hang on like a wall in like a great room. So it's big. It's in a big case.
It is in a case, right? Okay.
Mhm.
And is it in the bag of holding or?
I don't know if that would fit in a bag of holding, but let me see. Let's do some dungeons and
I think a bag of
geometry.
holding's capacity is like 500 pounds, right?
It is up to 500 pounds, 64 cubic feet. So you could probably shove it in there. How much does a tapestry weigh? Things you Google because of D&D.
Otherwise, we can just like hold on to it. I assume it might be in one of those like adventuring map, like metal tin dealios, you know? I don't know.
But it's big. Think like 8 to 10 feet across on a wall. Like it's a full like piece because there was such vivid like iconography on it, like several different scenes. The internet says 1 pound per 2 square feet. So
So
Under 500?
well under. You're looking at like
Okay.
between 60 and 80 pounds.
Okay. Well,
Just
we can sell the
curious.
gems and paintings for face value, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just make sure what gems people kept as well. Notate that
Okay.
stuff.
I have that.
Taj and Hooter kept the pearl. and
Yep,
Taj took an
my
amethyst.
my new best friend.
And Taj also took the tourmaline. All 3 of them.
All right. Make sure all that stuff on your sheets so you don't
Do you
forget.
have? Do
20
you have it
episodes
on
from
my
now.
sheet?
And we can long rest, yes.
Yeah, so you all are back at the ship. You're planning on taking a rest, and then going to the next beautiful day, Satyr's Day, the 28th, the last day of Quintus.
And it's the next day we can go get our items and stuff, right? Or did I
The
misunderstand?
Next,
I get really confused. The next day. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry. I'm bad at days of the week in the normal world. So
As a hint for you all of the days on the calendar that's in my world have the same letter that starts with the days of the calendar that we use. So, and the first one is Sunday. So there you go.
Didn't you add an extra day or
Satyr's
no?
Day is Saturday?
Yep. There's not an
We're in
extra
Satyr's
day.
Day?
Yeah, Satyr's Day is Saturday for us real people.
It's the weakest endus.
There's also a pinned message for you all if you forget the days or the months. Anyway.
Oh, I present the rum to the crew and the new knives to Chowder and a clean apron.
You make a big deal of it as like a gathering the whole crew there.
Yeah, especially for the rum.
Okay. So you've gathered all of the crew. Kurzak comes up and says, "Everyone is I've told everyone no shore leave this morning because you had an announcement. So they're all here, Captain, waiting for your orders."
Oh, thank you, Kozak. Well, crew, I know I said no shore leave today, but that is because I have brought the rum, and I lift it above my head.
And it just like the crowd just it's like roaring, and everyone's like getting very rowdy.
and I have brought the vegetables in 6 to 8 weeks minimum.
Crickets.
I just let out like a yes.
And then everyone's like,
And he's like,
yeah. And then you hear someone in the crowd, you'd yell, "Speech! Give us a speech, Captain!"
Oh, not prepared for a speech, and I take out a scroll and it just rolls to the floor. Crew of the unfortunate, we have gone through some tough times and some great times, but I foresee in the future that all of us on this crew, this fine, beautiful, strong crew, that we will have good times ahead, filled with treasure, lots of plunder, and lots of partying.
Yes.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh shit. That's a nat 20, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Excellent.
The whole crew's like,
Everyone is yelling, is happy, is ready to start going out and pirating again. You've brought them rum. They've got their quartermaster back with Hayden. All of that. Your crew is going to now be +5 in the morale column.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. Wait, +5 additional, or they're currently at 5?
Yeah, they're currently at +5 now. You've gained morale for the crew.
that's really awesome.
That's the max, like, positive, right? +5?
No.
Oh.
Let's see. Yeah, it's the range is +10, -10.
Ah, okay.
And once you get below 0, you got to start making checks to keep them in order for mutinying. So
We are above normal.
Well above.
That's good.
+5.
Mutiny is at 1 or at 3?
So when your score is lower than 0,
Lower than 0.
the
Okay.
captain makes an intimidation or persuasion check modified by the crew's loyalty score. And if the check is between a 1 and a 9, their quality score decreases by 1. And if the check gets below a 0, that's when it's mutiny. So you kind of get stuck into a hole if you can't get out of it, and when it gets real bad, they turn on you. But you'll be fine. You're not anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Oh, dismissed.
Yes, they all look at you expectantly, like, now what? No, I'm kidding.
I think in the meantime, while everybody's kind of still in a celebratory mood, Hayden's just gonna like go around and catch up with some of the crew, like Kurzak, and see how things have been while he's been away, and try to gauge what else they might need for the ship, and make sure that they see it done.
Yep. As you approach Kurzak, after the gathering, he is sort of carrying a small like tote of tools, carpentry tools that you had all purchased for him. And he's like, "Quartermaster, it's good to have you back. Should be maybe 3 days or so until fully repaired. We have the gold from the captain to hire more hands if we need it. So we should be in ship shape soon enough."
Well, that's good news. It's good to be back. Seems like you all have taken care of the ship in my absence.
I've done what I can with the damage, yes.
I'd say it's fine work, given the circumstances.
Not many people can say they were evaded a dragon turtle. Doesn't matter if it was a baby, they don't have to know that.
Yeah, we'll just say it's a full-grown one.
Right, I mean, who really knows the difference between a real one and a small one? They're all big.
Right. And as you said, not many people have actually seen one, so...
Exactly.
Or live to tell about it. Well, I'll tell you, it's good to be back in not stone. So I look forward to our next few adventures.
Indeed. Hopefully I can get these repairs done soon enough. Have
We got
you
time.
noticed any sort of resentment of your return from those that filled your shoes? I'm not saying there is, I just am curious. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn, I apologize.
No, it's fine. We're all making merry on the deck and having a casual conversation. I don't believe I've seen it, but we've been on shore most of the time. Is that something to be concerned about?
No, I've just been on a few crews of pirates, and I mean, they're the jealous type. Don't like things being taken away from them, but I mean, I'm not saying that's what's happening here at all. I mean, you didn't take anything away because you were always with us and everything was fine.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind. And if I need to, I can get things squared away with whomever might find it a problem.
I don't think there's a problem, but of course.
Well, good. As you were, I suppose.
One question, Quartermaster. What duties am I supposed to assign to Magnar?
Right. The latest one. Has he had any experience on a ship before?
I don't think so. However, he did tell, well, one of the crew, I believe it was Barry, that if, well, I don't want to cause any trouble.
Well, as your quartermaster, I think you should bring any concerns to me.
Well, I mean, Barry was being Barry. I'm sure you understand.
Not yet, but I'm sure I will.
To remind you, Quartermaster, Barry was one of those that were instrumental in believing that the bell was haunted.
Ah, yes. That.
Barry
Right.
was being Barry, and Magnar told Barry, I believe, to shut your fucking mouth or I will electrocute you until your eyes pop out of your sockets.
Well, obviously we can't have that.
I mean, you'd shut up, Barry.
Oh, sure. I probably would have shut up too if I were him. I'll think on it. Seeing as he has no real ship experience, I'll have to find a role suitable. And being one that wields magic, perhaps, I don't know. Maybe Taj can find some use for him.
Do I have to call him Magnar the Butcher? He says that's his whole name, but I'm not too sure that's an actual name.
Let me put it this way. Is it something that you want to have a constant battle with?
Not really. And to be honest, it is kind of a cool name to have as a pirate.
It is unusual. Just to save yourself a headache, just call on that.
Right. I mean, imagine in the heat of battle against a rival crew and you yell, "Bring me the butcher." Head games.
Yeah. That could work for intimidation, sure. Right. I'll keep it in mind. I'll figure out a role. And, if need be, I can address the whole crew about not threatening each other unnecessarily.
Unnecessarily. That's a good qualifier to put on it because I'm
I know.
sure you know as well. If I don't threaten at least 3 members of the crew, nothing gets done.
Oh, sure. I think we both know what I'm talking about, so.
Right.
Is there anything else?
No.
Right.
Right.
You guys, hopefully you all enjoy the rum. After all, you deserve a little pick-me-up after all the hard work you've been putting in.
I will partake after the repairs. I don't think being on ropes on the side of the ship with rum would be smart. I would love to, but I would rather not fall.
Smart man. Well, go enjoy yourself for the time being, and we have a few more days' time before we need to set off, so should be more than enough time to get all the repairs done.
Very well.
All right. And let everyone get to it.
Just nods his head and gets his tools and sort of walks back to the other side of the deck to kind of get over the side and get back to repairing.
Magnar's gonna be a problem. Taj. Oh. So we have another spellcaster on board. I don't know the ways of the spell casting. I don't know if maybe you might set ground rules on when and how we use magic aboard the ship so he doesn't end up frying one of the other crewmates or something.
That's not a bad idea. I do trust him, but if you want me to talk to him, I could do that.
It's up to you, really. I'm not. That's not my department.
Should we wait until there is an issue or bring it up and set guidelines now?
Maybe just general address before we shove off for the first time. I don't think he has any ship experience either.
Well, with all the people that we brought aboard before we shove off, maybe we just have a quick meeting with everybody and let them know the rules of the ship. All at one time so he does not feel singled out.
I will run that by the captain, or you can, or something. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me.
We'll do it.
Great.
Wait,
Huh?
did Hayden just try to delegate work to Taj and then she somehow Uno card delegated it back to him?
Is that what happened?
He thinks that's what happened. Did he do that?
I like flip my hair.
Good news for you all is that the ship is now on a scale of 250 is at 200 on your hull, and since your morale has increased, once your bosun succeeds in a repair roll, they get plus that much HP as well. So whatever he rolls is now +5.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Alrighty.
We're such a good pirate crew, you guys. We're doing so good at this.
What is next on your crew's agenda? We've got a couple more days to kill if you want to get your stuff.
Emmy wants to get her magic item if it's ready. Or her.
Not ready until Monday.
All right.
She-
The
We have
weeks
3
are
days
hard.
to kill.
Yeah, under the sea we use a different calendar. It's really
So
confusing.
Moon Day is she agreed to set you up with a contact who is
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to find people that have magic items.
Yeah, I misspoke, but I do remember that.
Mhm.
Sightseeing?
You want to fight somebody?
No, I want to see if there's like do they have like
Oh, you want to watch
museum.
fights? You want to watch people
no,
punch each other?
No, not really.
You want to
I
pick a
want-
fight with somebody?
No, not really. I mean, I will if you need me to.
And why did you say fight scene?
I said sightseeing.
I heard fight scene.
I also heard fighting.
Apparently everyone heard that, but that's not what I said.
I heard
know.
sightseeing, but I just wanted to
Sometimes-
see this play out.
Maybe we do a bit of
Sometimes my
both.
voice is really high and people can't hear it because it just doesn't pick up on the audio.
We're used to a different frequency. That's all. We'll
Anyways,
get used to it.
we can
Maybe-
go watch a fight if you guys want to.
Maybe while we are sightseeing, we pick a fight with somebody. We do column A, column B.
Sure.
It might just break out anyway.
Well, I did have an idea. I read this in a storybook once, but should we try to... Okay, hold on, let me... Sorry, I need to calm myself down. Okay, so we're going to go and try and sell things at this auction, but nobody really knows who we are. Maybe we should try to spread some rumors about, like, these cool new people in town.
Are we the cool new people in town?
Yeah. Well, maybe not me. I'm not maybe we spread rumors about like Azric, like Captain Azric is here and he has something big to sell, and really like build up the hype, you know?
I
Look.
see two things. It could either put a mark on our back for crime, and we might get robbed, or we build up a
Or pick a
reputation that
fight.
is negative before the symposium where we're supposed to sell this, and no one will want to talk to us.
Maybe we'll
I
want to
didn't-
be a little bit low key for now.
I didn't mean bad rumors. I meant more like, and I wasn't going to say what we were selling. I just meant like, you know, so that people know he's like serious business.
Oh, I kind of used 3 names on this island already.
Oh, yeah, that makes it hard. I was just
I mean,
trying to help.
I mean, you are onto something, Emmy. As a pirate crew, we're very green and we don't really have much of a reputation. But the number one thing that pirates have going for them is fear. People fear pirates, especially merchants, ordinary people. So you might be onto something about spreading rumors of maybe our accolades as a crew and get our name out there.
Do we want to do that before or after we try and sell the tapestry?
We don't have to mention the tapestry in connection with the rumors.
So I agree.
But
We
if
shouldn't talk
we-
anything about that.
But if what I'm trying to say is if there are rumors about us being naughty or shady or something, and then we'd go to
Oh.
try and sell this,
Not shady,
why not?
but deadly.
Do you
Right,
think it will prevent people from doing business with us in the
Like
future?
if you cross Captain Azric, you'll find a dead horsefly in your bed the next day.
Is that
Not
what you fear?
so sure that would be helpful.
Okay, I'm not
Well-
good. I just read it in a book. I don't know how to do it. I just, there was this pirate, and he wasn't really a pirate, and his name was Long John Platinum, and he, like basically had to make a name for himself, and it was like a whole thing, and then it worked really well at the end of the book. So it's all I'm saying.
Let's start small, right? We did survive a battle with a dragon turtle. Granted,
That's
it was
true.
a small one, but we can exaggerate the story as we spread these rumors that we defeated a full-grown dragon turtle that lived to tell the tale. Stuff like that. Nothing about being shady or notorious, but just things that we've done well and exaggerate.
Yeah.
Turning stories into legends.
Like we fought those monsters with all the eyeballs.
Right, we've
Remember?
slain ogres, we've encountered a hydra, we've done
Oh,
all of these things.
Mhm.
We even faced a basilisk and turned it into stone. How about that?
Yeah, we did.
Quartermaster Hayden sure did.
You did?
That's right.
You didn't tell me that.
No, that's
You didn't
the
see
rumors
it.
we're gonna spray, and
Oh, wow, Hayden, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea, love. It gets them excited about the possibilities of what we could do.
Yeah, that's all I meant. And that way, like, I just figured if we had downtime anyways. I mean, unless you guys just wanted to go to the tavern and just drink for 3 days, I guess we could do that too.
well, I do want to gather intel and see if we can make any contacts or connections on how one would auction off such of an item. And then once Hayden gets his fancy clothes, we can go to the Saffron Allure and see what we can do there.
I second that idea.
No drugs this time, Huda. I'd rather not you
Oh.
sink into the...
Well,
Into the
I
ground.
I didn't know until it was happening, but, always willing to try something new.
That was a bit alarming.
You should try it sometime, just not this
Aw,
week. We have to be
I'm
on the
okay.
ball.
So here's the thing, Cooter. I have a spell. I can just I can just go inside stone anytime I want.
Oh,
Like
Well
druids
then.
are taught that pretty early. Like a lot of baby druids can even do that one.
Sounds like you're quite grounded as a person.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Sorry, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, you're gone. Turn your video off.
Kudo retracts into her shell.
So it sounds like the goal is potentially to sightsee, spread some rumors, wait till you can get Hayden's fancy clothes, go to the Saffron Allure, and find a way to figure out how to get this tapestry up in auction at the Gilded Spire.
Correct.
Gotcha. All right. Sounds like a plan to me, and it also sounds like a great time to take our break for the evening. So don't go anywhere. Go stretch your appendages, grab some snacks and some beverages, and we will be right back here in a few. BRB, everybody. And welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you have gotten some snacks and some beverage or two and stretched your appendages. Back to the episode where you all were going to do some stuff.
Were we gonna do stuff? I don't know.
That we are.
Or
I
you
want to
weren't.
play Stardew Valley. No.
Yeah.
No. Mac was right. That's what we're doing.
Mhm.
Welcome to the second half of the stream. It's Stardew time.
Joke.
Alrighty. The floor is yours. Whatever the crew would like to do. It is currently, like I mentioned, the 28th day of Quintus. You have the whole day ahead of you if you would like, or you can do whatever.
I don't have anything
Hayden.
in particular. Huh?
I do.
Yes.
I have something for you. I don't know how long we want to prolong this. So we recall, Whisper was taking over your duties as quartermaster.
Ah, right.
I don't know if you had any ideas of. I think it's probably a good idea to keep her as an officer, but yes, we are on a small ship, a small cruise. There's not a lot of positions available. So maybe I don't know if you had an idea of creating something for her, or this is unheard of in pirate crews, but maybe you get promoted to first mate and she continues her duties as quartermaster.
The difference being,
You're above her rank. I don't know.
I was under the assumption that first mate was essentially quartermaster.
But yeah, well, yes, but this would be like. That's why I was asking if you have any ideas.
I know you all had talked about letting her essentially be acting quartermaster when we're not on the ship. I feel that's fair. As far as when we're all aboard,
Can we still trust her?
So what's the word I want to say? It's in our best interest that we ensure that she's on our side.
Noted. Or noseted, even.
Yes.
what if we created something like information officer or intelligence officer? I don't know what that entails, but it's a title.
I was of. It's like our minds are connected, Hayden. I thought the same thing. We just have to decide what that position responsibilities are. Like heading
Well-
offshore, gathering local information.
Sure. Could be something where whenever we are ashore, part of her duties are getting an idea of the situation locally, any threats possibly, anything we should watch out for in terms of like, is this island a stronghold for Conservancy, or are we kind of free to move about without any real concern? I don't know. Whatever information gathering entails, I suppose.
Yeah, that sounds all well and good to me.
Seems something that would be fitting of someone of a skill set.
I agree.
I don't know where it falls in the sort of hierarchy, but I don't think that really matters as long as she considers herself an officer.
Did
And then,
you,
whenever she's not performing that duty, she can still kind of act in my stead if she's on the ship and we're not.
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
We will just need to be wary of what information we're being fed. I just want to put that on the table.
I would hope that whatever's in our best interest would also be in hers, since she is a member of our crew for the time being.
I would too, but we do know that she does still work for Blackbeak, and we also know that, it's only in her best interest as much as it is in Blackbeak's, right?
Your concern is valid. I see it.
Well, if we thrive, Blackbeak thrives, so I think we're all
Indeed.
mutual.
And as Azric initially said, the more she warms up to us, the more she might be willing to tell us of Blackbeak's plans that she may know. We can keep tabs on Blackbeak that way.
Well, if we also get in good favors with Blackbeak, we could be included in much larger, like, naval-size raids.
We'll give her a title for now and a limited scope of what her responsibilities may be, and then see how she takes it, I suppose.
I'm not saying I don't trust her, I'm just not quite sure I do either.
I believe we're all in the same boat there.
Yeah, I think that's wise. But in lieu of any other ideas,
No, sounds fine to me. I mean,
Very
if
good.
my opinion is of any value.
of course it is.
you asked earlier, I know you mentioned like the first mate quartermaster thing, just to provide clarity. Typically, pirate vessels don't have a first mate. It's usually like professional navies or merchant ships. And the reason because of that is pirates cut corners and made the first mate's position and the quartermaster's position the same thing and gave that one person more responsibilities. So unlike a professional ship, the first mate is literally the right hand of the captain. They are like second in charge. Like there's no question about that. And then in that role, the quartermaster is more logistical, making sure things run in order and sort of liaise with the crew. So there's not much precedent in like pirate ships just because they don't want to pay another officer or that kind of thing and cut corners, but it's a valid option. Like it's not that it's not a thing.
Well, I would say that technically Taj is your first mate, She is the one that took over the role of captain in your stead.
Yeah, but you were not here. You were like dead.
Well,
It could have been you.
Well, I know Taj well enough that the less responsibilities, the more happier she is.
I don't know about that, Azric. She was a real girl boss while you were gone.
That's why I put her in charge, but she's more happy doing her own thing.
Would you ever put me in charge?
Yes, you are officer of agriculture.
That's not my title.
You're in charge of agriculture.
No, I'm the navigator.
Aren't you?
That's my job on the ship.
But you're creating a
you
garden.
don't want
on
a
the ship.
second title?
That's a hobby.
But what if we
Could be a title.
an official title instead of a hobby?
Okay, so who all has to be petrified in order for the officer of agriculture to be the captain?
So if I was gone for
Mhm.
a hypothetical situation, which was mostly which happened, it would go to Taj, and if Taj disappear, it would go to Hayden, and if Hayden disappear, it would go
Petrified.
Well, if we're going down a hypothetical situation, Emmy. Like, if no one,
Well, if people start disappearing, I'm just saying that's like a whole other problem, and I don't think that who's in command is like the thing we should be concerned about if people just start disappearing.
Right. Let's just say you're 8th in line. How about that?
Wait, who's 7th?
Chowder.
Chowder?
I'm just messing with you,
Chowder
Emmy.
doesn't even know how to tie her shoes.
She doesn't even wear shoes.
That's why she doesn't wear shoes.
They're like socks, but not socks. Moccasins.
Okay.
Slip-ons. All right, well,
Sorry, there's a goblin attacking me right now. What?
if there's anything else anyone wants to bring up?
No.
No, I think I have my agenda full. Well, until not until Moon's Day.
2 days from now. No, wait.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have a lot of time to kill. Where do we start?
Well, I think we should speak with Whisper first before anything happens.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Kozak, can you bring Whisper to the captain's quarters, please?
Yes, Captain. And he sort of goes looking for her. And she's on the, towards the bow of the ship. And he comes up to, explain to her, and she goes, I heard him. And just kind of puts her hands up, don't handle me, Kurzak. And she just sort of comes over to the captain's quarters. Something on your mind, Captain?
Yes, Whisper, why don't you have a seat, please?
She sits down. Who else present?
All right, so let's say Hayden and Taj, if she wishes to be.
Can be there.
Whisper. Now that Quartermaster Hayden has returned, you've been relieved of your interim duties as Quartermaster, but I wanted to offer you a more official position on the ship as an officer of the crew. So, Quartermaster Hayden and the rest of the officers have decided that we would name you Information Officer.
The fuck is that?
I'm glad you asked. Information officer, your responsibilities would be going offshore, gathering information, rumors, getting a lay of the land, and best advising myself what we should go and where we shouldn't go.
As well as any leads on potential merchant routes we may come across, or if perhaps a place we are headed or have landed is a hotbed for conservancy or other authority. We just figured, given your apparent skill set, that position of our own creation would be best fit.
So,
Of course, you'll be
You're-
paid like an officer.
when you're describing it first sounded like more of a scout, which wouldn't need to be an officer. You could send any of these fuckheads out there to go look in the what's out in danger. And then secondly, knowing that my desire is to eventually one day run my own ship, while we're ashore, you take me off the ship so that even when you're ashore I can't run the ship? I mean, the offer position's flattering, but it sounds like busy work, to be honest. No disrespect, of course.
Aswick, remember, and I think I mentioned this to you too, Hayden, that we wanted Whisper to be our person when basically taking Hayden's role when we are off ship to keep things going and running. Hayden's number 2 or number 1.
Well, that's what I was
Yes.
going to say is, if my duties entail of going ahead and figuring out routes, dangers, things while we're ashore, then I really can't be in charge because I won't be on the ship when we're ashore. That's kind of what I was getting at.
The concern, I think, was whether or not that role would be satisfactory, given that we'll be spending the majority of our time on the water and not ashore. Whether or not, I don't know, you felt that was your best served by your particular set of skills. But if that's what you desire, then I see no issue with continuing that.
I mean, I'm flattered. You want to call me information officer? Go ahead, but I'll think of something more constructive to do if it's all the same to you.
We just wanted you to feel like you were part of us, not just a guest. So, you have a very unique set of skills, and we want to ensure that goes to good use, and you feel like you belong.
I
So
see.
maybe information officer was not the right path to go, but of course you would maintain your responsibilities as head of the ship when Hayden and I are on offshore. And quite frankly, call yourself whatever you like.
Interesting. Choose your own title. I'm sure we can put our heads together and think of something.
Yeah, it doesn't need decided right this very second, so think on it. And really, it's only going to be in use when addressing the rest of the louts on board. Among us officers, to be honest, We don't really refer to ourselves as our titles.
Fair enough. Also, Captain Azric, of the many skills you have mentioned that I have, one of them is shrewd negotiation, so this little bit of busting your balls is on purpose.
Well, when are you not, honestly?
It's a gift.
Right, well, and just, if anyone comes any ideas of a title or the title of your own creation, just feel free to let us know, and then we'll make it known to the rest of the crew.
Fair enough. One thing that I would ask is if you are going to make me an officer and intend to treat me as an officer, I don't want to be left out of any sort of officers' meetings, official or otherwise. May give the wrong impression that you're trying to undermine certain officers on the crew. Now, nothing for me to say when I'm just a liaison. You all have your ship and do your things, but if you want me part of the officers, then I'll be part of the officers. I hope you understand.
Oh, and very valid point. So yes, we'll make sure that you're included in all the officer meetings, official or unofficial.
It is with that being said, though, that if there is something that we are doing that might require some discretion, you keep it here and don't report it back to Blackbeak or anybody else. And if that is something that can happen.
I suppose that depends on what we're talking about exactly. Now, I do have reports that I am to give to Blackbeak, but I don't tell her every single detail of what goes on the ship. Quite frankly, she doesn't give a shit.
I imagine she would lose her mind.
Oh, she wouldn't read it. I can tell you that.
Well, that's good to know.
I'm thinking there might be a time where we come into good fortune and maybe keeping some things a little secret. We sure will pay our part to her, but you can have your little extra yourself, no?
Well, as an officer of the crew, I would expect nothing less. Now, the only things that Blackbeak care about are, 1, money, and that you are sending the appropriate amount to her, as been negotiated. 2, loyalty. I would strongly urge any of you not to try and go around her or stab her in the back. Very long line of watery graves down that path. That's really it. Don't undermine her, and you will be given, well, the freedom that you have gotten so far. No.
No.
I would suggest that if you were to uncover any prizes that are probably a little outside of your reach, it would go a long way for this crew to maybe send it up the chain a bit. As in, number 1, she loves money. If you're bringing her money, then I'm sure she'll love you.
Well, now that you're officially an officer, we have 2 things are on our list. We have acquired a prized tapestry that we are planning to auction off here during the symposium. Lots of big spenders, if you will.
Sounds
And
political, or a little bit too much smoozing for my take.
lots of smoothing, yes. But we could come into a vast sum of money if all things go well. And our second thing on the list is we're going to return to Escos, and we're going to steal back the artifact.
Hayden, with your passive insight, she's hiding it decently well, but you just sense that there's a bit of a reaction. Maybe just like a small tell, like a twitch, or just something. Just hearing about that.
To the artifact thing?
Mm-hmm. Saying that you're gonna go back and steal it. Well, I suppose that's good news. I personally think that they don't deserve to keep that sort of thing anyway, but who am I to say?
Well, on that we all agree.
You have a plan?
Some here or there still formulating, but I believe they agreed that Kuta may be able to examine and research it. At what capacity, not sure.
Well, good luck with that. Especially after it was stolen once.
See, I raised the same point.
Well, it will be difficult, yes, but we'll see when we get there.
When is our expected departure?
The symposium is in a week's time, or maybe 6 days from now. Oh, we were about the symposium and auction off the tapestry, and then we'll ship off after that.
Very well. Well, sounds exciting.
Right. Well, that's all on the agenda. You're free to do whatever you wish.
Much appreciated. We'll think of a title befitting, I suppose. Well, it's been fun.
All right.
Well, don't have too much fun with the rich merchants. She stands up and kind of sits on her heels and walks out of the captain's quarters.
Interesting.
Didn't go quite as I planned, but I guess it all worked out in the end.
One question. When you all had the artifact on board, did she happen to show any particular interest in it?
He had told me that we should steal it, that we should have it back. Because why should they have something that oppresses us as pirates, as free people? This is why I was hoping for her discretion, because I have a feeling that if we get it back, then Blackbeak is going to show up. Take it.
Was there anything more to it than that? Did she, aside from wanting to steal it, make any suggestions on what to do with it?
He does not know what it is. Nobody does.
Well, then how do we know it's oppressing anyone?
We are told that it is very powerful. And that the reason that people are holding on to it is because if it falls into the wrong hands, then something similar to the big hole might appear again. So, but he thinks that is just a way to control us. Something like that. I don't remember.
Well, if we are going to steal it, and we don't know if it can do what it's rumored to be able to do, we best come up with a plan on how to handle it if we do acquire it. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to be traveling on a ship with something that could destroy the world. If you know what I mean.
I'm wondering if it has something to do with that ancient temple that we went to. There was magic there that nobody has seen. Information.
The Ghost Island.
May well be. It's ancient, as you say.
I wonder what happens if we bring it back there.
Not sure. Could possibly be connected with the orb that we have now. Not sure. No.
This sounds like it's going to be quite a difficult undertaking to potentially steal this thing. Assuming we hatch a plan that will work, we can probably cross Escos off our list of places where we can visit from the future.
Well, Taj and I have the power to alter our appearance, and maybe we can wear some sort of disguise. Or even pretend we are the Conservancy, as there is some sort of connection that they're involved somehow.
With the artifact?
Yes.
Were they the ones who took it, and why you had to get it back?
No idea. But we found, I believe the ship we took down had like a, what is it, cloth? Something, a symbol of the Conservancy. It was on the ship. Not enough for proof to provide to Escos to know that they're an enemy to deal with, or that they're 100% behind it, but it's something.
Didn't we take some survivors from that raid? They might know something.
Yeah, 2 of them on our ship, this very ship.
Have we questioned them about it? I do not remember.
We did not.
We should call them over.
I believe there were 2 humans.
I will give you an inspiration right now if you remember their first names.
What if it's in my notes? What if it's in my
I
notes?
have shit written down.
Does that count?
If only I was in the room with my 30-day memory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the clear. Neither one of my characters really.
Hayden wouldn't have known because he was in stone. So it's between Azric and Taj in that room.
What if Emmy remembers?
We know
was
what
not there.
episode this is. I
Virgin.
can look it up. Lucille and Jax.
Yes.
Oh,
nice.
I did not write that down, but I did write down live, laugh, loot, which I feel is more important. So
I wrote
I will take my inspiration whenever you're ready.
Jack's elf, blue eyes, green eyes.
Yep. Both humans.
Oh, I don't know why I wrote down elf then under Jack's.
That's okay. All I asked for was the names. Fantastic. Yes. So there is Jax, who is sort of a young gentleman, and then Lucille as well. Both part of the Reckoner. All right.
I'll step out and call for Lucille and Jax. Report to the captain's quarters immediately.
All right. So sometime later, word gets out to them. They're to report the captain's quarters, which kind of sounds a little bit like getting called to the principal's office when you're young, because these are very low members of the crew at this point. And everyone's kind of ribbing them like, "Oh, what'd you do?" He's like, "Hope they don't throw you overboard, make you walk the plank." And they both sort of just come up and just looking kind of meek, wondering what the hell they did wrong at this point.
Please, come in. Have a seat.
And they step in. What sort of seating is in the captain's quarters? I don't think you've discussed what the layout is. I know you have a desk and some chairs.
There's a desk with the captain's chair behind it, and then there's 2 seats facing inward towards captain's desk. Very much like you're going to the bank or something.
Okay. Yep. So they both sit down and just kind of look at each other and wonder what's going on.
Oh, relax. You're not in trouble or anything. It's just not often, not really had much interaction between you two and I in the offices. You two are on the Reckoner, if I was told, correct?
They both nod their heads at you.
What were your positions on that ship? Or what were you doing there?
Jax just kind of like looks at Lucille, and then she just like rolls her eyes at him. We were 2 members, just general crew, bottom of the barrel, swabbing decks.
Where are you two from? Where did this ship hail from?
I mean, we hadn't been part of it long. We just were hired to get on a ship and then, well, go.
Were you hired from Escos?
I mean, yeah, we rubbed all my copper together to go to Escos, maybe to find better opportunities, and, well, we did. We got hired. People were looking for some quick crew, and, well, I lied. It said that we'd been on ships for many years just to get a job.
Roll an insight.
Sure.
If they're like hiding anything or withholding information. I is a 10.
Seems on the up and up. You don't really see anything odd about what she's telling you. No, like, visual cues or anything weird body language.
What was the plan? What did the captain? Did you hear things? What was the goal?
I mean, I'm not sure you're asking, sir. I know we were gonna go to. Well,
I just want to reassure you, you are not in trouble. We just want to know some information.
make a persuasion roll.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Go for it.
22.
22. Seems to put her at ease a little bit. Because right now it's like the 3 top officers on the ship in like called to the captain's quarters.
Yes, please have a drink, and I actually pour them some rum.
And they both like kind of take a cup and like take a sip and just kind of hold on to it. Like,
I mean, I'm just gonna be real with both of you. All we want is just information about the captain of the ship, who was running the ship, who were they working for, anything like that.
Where were they going?
well, I'm not entirely sure where they were going. I know that they were trying to leave in a hurry. It's all sort of kind of a mess with the attack and such, and it was scary. It seemed like they had something important to them and wanted to get it back somewhere, but I mean, we'd only left port for a day or two until, this ship gave chase.
Was there any mention about the order of the Conservancy on board the ship?
What do you mean?
Like if there was an officer there, or a soldier, a crew person, someone who belongs to that organization.
Well, I mean, sorry, it's just, I'm just a little bit flustered. I mean, there was Captain. I think his name was Roderick. He was stern but fair. There was First Mate Briggs. Really smart and good in, sort of tight situations. I mean, there was one person there that I'm not sure where they fit in. They weren't really part of the crew. I mean, they didn't have duties or anything like that, and I think their name was Thaddeus. I'm not sure.
Did Thaddeus wear any kind of symbol, iconography, like an emblem? And I'll describe
I
the
think coloring.
Conservancy colors and imagery.
Not that I've saw or anything. I mean, it was kind of strange that he didn't really have a job on the ship. Like, was he just a passenger? I'm not sure.
When you were hired aboard, did they say what type of vessel they were? Merchant, shipping, warship?
And they told us they were just more like a courier of sorts, kind of. I mean, I guess that falls under merchant, but getting things from point A to point B.
I see. with that in mind, it may have been this Thaddeus, potentially of the Divine Order of Conservancy, merely hired the ship in attempts to flee with this artifact. Though I'm not sure.
I don't recall if Thaddeus survived the battle.
As far as I know, there weren't any survivors left, to be honest. I mean, the reason we survived is because we hid. I mean, I wasn't going to fight anybody.
Understandably. Well, if you remember anything, just feel free to come up to either three of us and let us know if anything jogs your memory or anything out of odds or sorts come to mind.
All right. And she just looks over at Jax to see like if he has anything to say, and he's just like eyes wide, just like staring, like how like you don't want a teacher to call on you. It just like stares at the desk.
Now that I see Jax, you've been very quiet during all of this.
Yes, sir.
I mean, helping us helps the crew and helps yourselves. Again, no one is in trouble here. Nothing's going to happen to either one of you. You are valued members of the crew.
Well, I'm not sure what I could add that Lucille already hasn't. Is there a question that you had for me, Sir Captain?
What were you doing during the battle? All the chaos and confusion.
Hiding.
Did you by chance happen to see what was in the very valued box? Or heard them say what it was?
No, sir. I knew it was important. Probably. I mean, it seemed like that crew had been together for a bit. They didn't hire too many new people. They just needed a few extra. Maybe they were short-handed or something. I'm not sure.
Are there any spellcasters on that ship? A deck wizard.
Well, I mean, I heard spells happening during the fight.
From the Reckoner crew, specifically.
I don't really know, sir. I mean, maybe
What's your favorite food?
Oh, I mean, I like a fried fish.
Oh, do you like to mix it with herbs or butter or a little bit of wine when you cook your fish?
I've only had it once.
Oh, really? Really?
There were table scraps that I took.
Ah, from where?
Well, it was before we got to Escos. Before that, I, lived in here and there. Rosadon. Oshamaran's kind of nice, but, Copper doesn't go too far there.
Rostodon. You've been to Rostodon.
I have.
And what do you do? Were you from there, or you just finding work and found yourself there?
That's where we were born.
Oh, you're from Rossadon. Wow. So you are aware of the Order of the Conservancy?
I mean, who isn't?
One would think that you would be able to recognize someone from the Order on the Reckoner, no?
I mean, you can recognize a member of the Order because, I mean, if it's a ship, then you'll see the crimson sails coming after you and stories about the hunters and going after magic users and pirates and sorts. And I mean, everyone's seen, some of the Order in uniform, but I didn't see none of that at all. Not in the ship. I mean,
Seems like, pardon me. My name's Hayden, by the way, quartermaster of the ship. You really haven't had a chance to meet me because when you became crew, I was made of stone.
yes, sir.
So it sounds like my initial suspicions may be more true than not. That this wasn't a conservancy ship, but rather ship for hire, and as few as one member of the conservancy on board.
I don't rightly know. I mean, I didn't see no conservancy people, but I mean, if you say it, maybe.
All right, well, I believe we've got all the information we can. Taj, Hayden, if you have any other questions for our two guests.
No, I think they've been very helpful.
If there's anything else that comes to your mind, it is very important that you tell us, please.
Yeah, we will.
Tell you what, and I give them both 5 silver. Why don't you go get some fried fish tonight? And it's best you don't tell the rest of the crew. Well, you got this silver. They might get jealous.
Wow. A bonus. And Lucille's like starting to tear up. There's probably more money they've had in their hands since who knows when. Well, we don't have shore leave until, well, we're at the bottom of the, pecking order here, so we won't get our shore leave until everyone else has, but, we'll go get that fried fish for sure.
All right, very nice. Run along.
Continue to work hard, and who knows, if you perform well aboard our ship, there could be promotions in the future. Just keep that in mind.
Right. And they both stand up and Jack's like salute, like tries to salute. He's not sure what to do, and like Lucille just bows. And they both kind of scampered out of the room. And you see Jack's holding the silver in his hand, and he puts it in his mouth and bites it to see if it's real.
Make sure you put it in your pockets before leaving.
And they go back, and then you see them pick up some mops and start swabbing the deck.
It's a complete waste of time. Oh,
I don't know.
this Thaddeus person.
I'd say we got a little more information than we had initially. We at least have a good idea that this was not, in fact, a conservancy ship itself, but rather ship for hire.
I believe that they were trying to be covert about it. If they are involved, which they very well may be, since we found that cloth, whatever.
Well, I would imagine they would try to be as covert as possible if their plans were to steal an ancient artifact from the Watch on Escos. Sort of a rival organization, no?
Not sure about rival, but they definitely have no love for each other, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I don't believe they would roll in with one of their own ships and then steal the artifact and then leave on one of their own ships, so...
Well, that would definitely be war at that point.
So, there was at least one potential Conservancy member aboard, if that's what this Thaddeus was. Very least, he wasn't a part of their crew.
Well, it's good to know that Jackson, what was her name again? Taj? Lucia?
Let me double check.
It's
Dave.
Lucille. Lucille. You found it once. It's
Lucille.
okay.
They're not spies, so that's good, unless would have fooled me.
Do we think there's anybody else that might know anything about this?
Did you capture anyone else from this battle?
Everybody is dead.
Well,
Who retrieved the artifact?
Oh, that was me and Emmy.
Oh, gosh, Kuda, well, you've been here this whole time?
Oh, well, you know me. I can perceive from a mile away.
So small, I didn't see you there. I thought you just blended in with the furniture.
Oh, no, I was just outside. We were getting our steps in around the deck.
Very nice, Kuda.
Just like a group of mall walkers in the morning of the ship going around the deck.
Yep.
Next time, clear yourself so we know you're there.
Oh, my bad. Should have knocked first. I should know better.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, I think that's enough business for now. Let's do whatever we got to do. Explore the Gilded Atoll some more.
Oh, wonderful. I wonder if we can overhear some conversations of people planning for their symposiums.
Yeah, could blend in with the crowd.
It's what I do. Already got my fancy clothes on. You know what? I just realised we could perhaps do a little bit of pre-recon, if you will, if we need to get in anywhere fancy, and perhaps Hayden can just sneak in with us. Maybe there is something that we can do until we do get his new threads.
Well, we could wait 2 days, or do you want to go now?
Not necessarily. I just think maybe we might be able to get some leads as to where to start, maybe, if we have nothing else on deck. We do have a few days.
Well, if you're trying to listen for backdoor dealings, then we can do that. The reason for waiting for 2 days is so Hayden can have his fancy clothes, and we can blend in and see if we can find a contact or something. But I mean, you'll have free time.
But desperate times. Just an idea. Just an idea. Because he will need his fancy clothes for the actual symposium, you see.
Correct.
Are you looking for leads on like the tapestry, like that angle? Is that what you were getting at?
Could be one of them.
Because you got the echoing crystal. It's in the mail. Coming in a couple days.
Correct.
The other lead that's coming is magic item broker to help you, potentially find someone to sell. But as far as like, if you're looking for someone to help you figure out what we can do with this tapestry, that's not really time gated. You won't necessarily have to have fancy clothes for that. You probably will to go to the Gilded Spire to go to the actual event to sell this thing. But if you can think of people that you may know currently that you may have met, there's nothing saying you can't reach out to them or go and find them and see if they're willing to help you out.
Ah, wonderful.
Really? Not a bad idea, Kuta. I have nothing to do. Maybe I could stop by the Silver Quill and drop off a message for our friends of Fear from the Whisper Network. Maybe they know someone who can
Oh, yes,
auction off the
yes.
tapestry for us.
Yes. Indeed.
Oh.
If I happen to hear upon any exciting news about the symposium on the way, that's just a bonus.
Yep. So you've got a couple avenues you could go. The Whisper Network. You met some hoity-toity rich merchants as well. You know this info from speaking with him, that you had met. I believe it was Isaac Sterling was one of them from Sterling
Yes.
Shipping Consortium. And you had met Victoria Whitewood from Whitewood Investments. So those are other avenues as well. Just in case the audience forgot.
I was currently flicking through my 30-day Rolodex.
Yeah.
Well, what do you all think is best? Shall we try the Whisper Network or shall we try our fuck you money people?
Doesn't hurt to do both.
Oh, very good.
I vote both.
All right.
We might
Also
split it
both.
up.
Oh, I've been here too. I was listening at the door.
You could just come in, Emmy. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I didn't. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off to the Quill and write a letter to our Whisper friend. But I mean, or want to accompany me? If up to you. And then in 2 days' time, Hayden will get his clothes and we'll head to the Saffron Allure and see if our rich friends are there. They're not really our friends, Emmy. I'll just say it loosely. Acquaintances.
Our acquaintances, because we're not friends with them.
Yes.
Okay. But not enemies.
Not yet.
I didn't like them.
Nor did I.
Okay. I was just making sure that was okay.
Okay.
Cool. You could also try to seek out their places of business because they're here for the symposium as well. Because everyone who's here is like, there's a lot of permanent structures, like I've been mentioning, like the different sandstone buildings, but there's also like large, think of it like glamping tents.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not like just pitch a tent and go out in the woods. It's like a large like
Get some fire
tent-
festival stuff.
Yeah. These big, huge tents full of like full operations from different businesses that are out here trying to do their stuff.
Taj, maybe I think Isaac Sterling took a little liking to you last time. Maybe you can work your magic and maybe he has a contact. They have a place of business here, I assume. We could just go there. Or
If you
you.
want to try.
Sure.
Alrighty. What's first? What's the plan?
I think we'll go to the Silver Quill and I'll write a telegram to Zephyr looking for a auction contact who can help us out. Like auction off I guess I want to say in a relic art piece.
Okay. Yeah, you can go to the Silver Quill, which is opulent 2-story building. People like it's buzzing, especially now with the, less than a week for the symposium. All kinds of people here trying to get messages out, trying to get information out to people. You kind of go in, inquire about leaving a message with them. Easy enough once you give them the right info. And they indicate to you that they will do what they can.
All right, thank you.
So yeah, leaving a message, like leaving a note there is easy enough. What would you like your note to say though?
Dear Sophia, my good friend, your Captain Azric here, who we've met previously a few days ago, is looking for a contact to help sell a relic art piece in the Gilded Spire for auction. Love, Azric, XOXO.
Alrighty. Yeah, so you leave that note for Zephyr. Easy enough. You have left correspondence at said Silver Quill. Where to now?
Guess we're gonna find the Sterling Shipping Consortium for our good friend Isaac Sterling.
Very well. Have you guys roll an investigation roll just to see how quickly you can find this place? Anyone's
20.
welcome. What's that?
There it is.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty over 20.
18.
16 plus 6.
Numbers. Big ones.
Basically all 20.
Numbers over 20.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
numbers over 20 equals big numbers.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Huge numbies.
So you all put your heads together and use your noggins and think, well, if they're Sterling Shipping Consortium, they probably have an office where things would get shipped in. So by the harbor, you inquire. They have a small receiving office there. And then they inform you that Isaac Sterling is currently set up in their, they called it like a base of operations. It sounds like way cooler than it actually is. But they point you in the direction inwards. So it takes you a little bit, but you make your way, and it's like what was described. It's like a big ass fire festival style tent, like a big vendor tent. Yeah, this is D&D Fire Festival for rich people. Wait, Fire Festival was for rich people.
Fire Festival CES.
So it didn't really happen.
Yeah, Fire
My
Festival
sandwich is
CS.
only one piece of bread and lettuce. What is this?
Oh, anyway. So yeah, you can find it there, and there's like tons of people everywhere, and there's at least like a team of 50 people underneath this tent, all doing things. There's some people running with things back and forth. There's some people that are like writing, taking like notes, talking to other people, coming back with information. It's just kind of like a chaos type thing. But you see Isaac there speaking with someone as well. He's sort of the middle-aged human, but sort of has that air of like a commanding presence. Like, he's in charge just from seeing everyone else around him.
Yeah, I'll just walk in. I'm gonna kind of like bombastic. Isaac, my good friend, how are you?
And he sort of looks over, and And it takes him a second and looks at you and looks at the rest of your crew and then sees you and Taj and then sees the turtle lady that got little turned into stone for a minute, and then it kind of all comes back to him. He's like, "Oh yes, I do remember. What was it? It was the name he gave in that area, Bartholomew.
Bartholomew,
I believe.
Oh no, for the Gilded Veil, I was Jorna Lighthelm. Bartholomew was when we were at the Dark Harbor Master.
Got it. It's like, oh yes, my good man. I've come to check out the operation in preparation for Fire's Day. What brings you here? Are you looking for something to get shipped in? I can certainly try, but I mean, we are very busy this week.
Oh, it's like an ant-hive going crazy, just buzzing about.
It's a very sophisticated operation. I don't want to bore you with the details. And he just sort of like shakes your hand. He goes, "Good sir, my lady," and like grabs Hodge's hand and like goes to kiss it, and does the same for Emmy and for Cooter, and then looks at Hayden and he goes, "I believe I've met you before, sir. Always good to have hired help around." He looks at you, Azric. Never can be too careful healing the atoll. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. You know how it goes. There's ruffians running about. Never could be too sure.
Let me tell you that earlier this very day, someone from Ironhill Industries tried to take one of my ledgers. Can you believe that? In broad daylight.
The nerve! My God, it's in broad daylight.
It's the Mercantile Symposium of Progress. I don't think thievery is much progress. If you get caught.
Right, you are.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I had such a wonderful time with you at the Saffron Allure. I had to come by and see how things were.
Well, I mean, things are going. It's very, very busy, but I mean, of course, it's busy for us. We have irons and a lot of fires.
Actually, I came by. I was wondering. I came across. It came in hands to a very old but valued art relic, and I was wondering if I was hoping to auction it off at the Spire, and I was wondering if you had a contact where I could get in hold of to. Very valuable.
Well, who's it by first? I'm intrigued.
It's a very old tapestry. Very few left in the world, if any. They were, I believe, destroyed many moons ago. Let me see. Elven artist, I believe. Is it called? Alanari Savalis or something like that.
Oh, what, you have one of her oil paintings, I'm sure. They're very exquisite pieces. Very nice.
Yes, I would. Considering its rarity, I was thinking to auction off here at the Gilded Atoll.
Well, I mean, I might know someone. I mean, don't get me wrong, an Avalinieri is oil painting is quite nice. Very fine piece of artwork.
This is not an oil painting? We did not say oil painting, we said tapestry.
And you see wheels turning in his head, like, rapidly. Oh, I just only assumed. Now, a tapestry by Alienari would... Well, that might be worthy of going to the Spire. Do you know what piece you have?
It is not named.
An unnamed piece? My dear, I highly doubt that. That's not her style at all. I can understand if you don't want me to pry, but I mean, you asked for my help.
Do we know the name of it or no?
You do.
We do.
Oh, I
You
didn't
very
write
much
that
do.
down.
It's up to you if you would like to give it.
Kuda doesn't know if she wants to, given how excited he looks.
Well, now I don't want word to get out that we have something so valuable and almost one of its last of its kind. What fun in that would it be for not a little bit of secrecy?
Shrewd businessman, I do say. I recognize your talents, sir. Well, I could introduce you to a close friend of mine who runs, maybe one of the most illustrious galleries on the Gilded Atoll. Now,
my.
I will say there will be a fee involved to
Of
get
course.
me in contact with my friend. Now, I would be happy to do it. How
Well,
soon?
it's only right.
How soon would you like to speak with them?
Oh, I'm sure you're very busy, and they are very busy, but just whenever it's most convenient. Perhaps maybe 3-4 days from now.
If the piece is as rare as you say it is, I think that they would want a little more time before the symposium to get things ready. You wouldn't believe the amount of marketing required just to move one of these pieces. You have to get people interested, get people to want to buy it, create an allure around it. That's what he tells me anyway. I tell you what, even
Sounds dangerous.
You have no idea. Art is very dangerous. Now, I would settle for 100 gold pieces, little walking around change for me for my time here, and I would connect you with my friend, say, I mean, I could probably do it as early as tomorrow.
Let us check our schedule.
And then Kuda like brings out her notebook and just like flips through it, just because.
I believe we seem to be free tomorrow, Captain. Just in case you were wondering.
Are you sure you're missing an appointment that we have? I think it's better suited for Moon's Day.
Yeah, oh, well, we could fit it in then too, I suppose. All right, I will pencil it in, Captain.
Thank you, Secretary Kuda. Yes, of course, Isaac. Here's 110 for your time, of course.
Oh, you shouldn't have, but really, you should have. He just sort of takes it from you. Now, I will tell you, my friend is very particular who he does business with, but if what you're saying is true, then you have not wasted your gold. Now, I am going to introduce you to my friend Lucien, who runs Ashbourne Galleries. Now, very particular, but I'd be happy to do so. Let's say meet here after breakfast on Moon Day, and I will take you to him.
Oh, well, very good. Then we will see you after breakfast.
Make sure that you dress expensive.
Oh,
He
very
has
well.
very expensive taste himself, and if you are not to his perceived level, then he won't want to do business with you.
Well, I'm sure I have some excellence in my wardrobe.
Very nice. I mean, between you and me, sometimes I think they can go a little over the top, but it will do.
Well, is there any other oddities I should be aware of before meeting Lucian?
He likes to get his way. I mean, let me tell you, watch him lose an argument, he'll throw a temper tantrum.
That would be a sight for the ages.
Are there any among you that have an appreciation for the arts?
Oh, absolutely. Secretary Kuta is very well versed in art, as well as Emmy here. Literature, arts, sculptures, you name it.
Ancient relics and artifacts, specifically the archaeological.
I like art.
Well,
I prefer more a what would you call it? Sculpture, inventions. I think that's quite arty. Myself, that's my form of art.
She's the most stylish, so she's more of an aesthetics connoisseur.
Fashionista.
Well,
It takes an eye to know what is good. And I
If she
assure you
knows
what
if
we
it's
have is
good, and I know if it's old and valuable, and Cooter knows why it is.
well, seems like you all make quite the perfect team. Now, what I would do if I were you is...
Hayden can carry things.
And he looks over. He doesn't look that strong, but I mean...
He's really strong. He works out all the time.
More of a cardio man than yes.
Doesn't eat enough protein.
They're like literally talking about you, like while you're there. He thinks that you're just hired help at this point.
It's okay. I got him some vegetables with protein for the future.
Yes. That's boring. If I were you, I would perhaps try to dazzle him with how many pieces you have in your personal collection, why you're just dying to get rid of this one. I mean, I would lay it on thick if I were you.
I have a question.
Wow. Yes, Emmy, what is it, dear?
Does he like animals? And if so, what kind?
Oh, no.
Oh. I retract my question.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really get out that much. He had a cat once, but was severely allergic. That didn't last long.
Did he like it?
I have no idea. I mean, how can you really tell if someone likes anything?
Well, you could ask them.
I mean, they could be lying to you. I mean,
Why would they lie about liking a cat?
this is her first time in the atoll, is it not, Azric? I can tell.
Yeah, but
Shush. Grown-ups are talking.
Yeah, very green, if you ask me. Too green.
Well, dress your best. Impress them with your collection. And then I'll see you on Moon Day. Oh, I almost forgot. And he looks back at Emmy. Since I believe Emmy and Cooter are the two shortest of the group, and he goes, "Yes, we can talk now. You said that you were an inventor. Have you brought any inventions to the atoll for this week?"
Oh well, I'm working on one.
Oh no, I'm talking to the
currently.
inventor. Sorry, and he's talking to Emmy. He's confused.
Oh no, I'm the inventor.
Cooter's the inventor.
Yeah, Kuta here. She is the one who deals with inventions.
How
Emmy
nice.
is
I'm an expert in archaeological.
she is a historian.
Oh,
That's not really the right word, but yes.
quite impressive. Now, Kuta was the name.
Yes.
What inventions have you brought to the symposium? I would be very interested to get perhaps an early access sneak peek at something you might be working on. I do love a good investment.
I am working on a portable irrigation system for ships, boats, so that we might have fresh food for long voyages. It's going to bring us lots and lots of money. A strong crew, means a lot more income because they can work a lot harder.
Yes, then you can grow lemons on the way. You don't have to buy and store them.
I see what's going on here. You're you're trying to push off your B tier ideas on me. I'm so sorry. I'm important. I have lots of money. Get to the good ideas. What is your best invention?
What's an example of a good idea?
I am not going to be sharing my leads with you. I do apologize.
I did have some schematics for a self-fishing pole. The first prototypes didn't quite get there, but, fail fast and often. Imagine being able to replace all the fishermen on the docks with automated lines.
So it's a net?
No, you would still need men to bring the nets in.
Tutor, tell him about the thing that you had, the gun. Did you invent that?
The gun.
Yeah, you had a gun.
I feel like that was
We
more
found
than
that
a
off
month
the puzzle.
ago.
So,
You made Tosh those robes?
think
Was that an
bigger.
invention?
I work for a shipping consortium.
Oh, well, she invented a ship.
Do tell.
Well, that
Yes,
is a
it's a whole ship that
very
she invented.
Oh, I just put my
secret
hands on his
plan.
face. To
Hoping.
No. I would. Pardon me, madam. You would like to hear about this new ship that you've invented. Oh, what's its purpose? Cargo, speed,
we
combat.
can't tell you because we're still working on it.
Oh,
Tutor's in charge, but we can't. We're not at liberty to say.
We were actually hoping
And then Emmy does
to.
this.
We were actually hoping to scout
Flips her
at
hair.
the consortium for additional, not even so much investors, but partnerships. Get it? To partner with our ship.
Yeah, that's right. And then I
Marvelous.
mispronounced
But
his
very
name
early
intentionally.
plans, very keeping things quiet for now. If you're lucky, you might get a little sneak peek. First in line, we'll be
Listen.
sure to put your name down.
you tell me.
Everybody knows that turtles are the best shipbuilders.
That's debatable, but that's a different
Everybody
discussion
knows.
altogether. I would say you tell me what time your presentation is for the symposium, and I will be there. And if I like what I hear, then maybe we can consider some sort of arrangement.
Oh, she's not presenting. She has private investors. It's private. It's a private meeting.
So you're further along than you let on to believe, then.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cooter. I said too much. Darn.
Well, that's
Isaac,
all right.
You know
We'll
how
just-
it is.
Yes, we pivot all the time.
Azric,
You know
Inside of
how it is.
secrets and all that.
Inspiration comes in waves.
Azric, 2 questions.
Yes.
First off, more of a statement. You have to keep me informed, and if there is a list of private investors, I need to be on the list of private presentations. Secondly, is she on your staff?
Which one are you referring to, Isaac?
Oh, the turtle one. Cooter.
Oh, yes. She has been on my staff for a number of years now. And we have a number of patents locked away for military contracts and all that.
I'm going to tell it to you straight. How much to be willing to part with her? I would buy her contract outright, of course.
I was going to start kind of play with the idea and like rub his chin.
He's gonna roll an insight, and he's kind of a baller. At the moment, it seems like you're gonna turn and like say no. He's like, don't answer no. Think about it. Just tell me the parameters of a contract. I'd be more than happy to buy her out and give you, of course, a little bit extra on the side. We have very wonderful facilities for her to work. I mean, she would thrive. She'd be at her best.
Oh, well. I'll tell you what. Let me ponder on it, and I'll get back to you.
Right. Last thing I'll leave you with. Royalties for future inventions are not off the table. So, put that out there.
Oh, well. That may change some things. Yes, you've given me quite I will take it into consideration.
Very well. This has been quite productive. I will see you on Moon Day. And Kuta, looking forward to working together. You're going to do great. We're going to do great things together.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful. Yes, I have a presentation prepared. We will book that in on when we see you on the Moon's Day.
I'll make sure you're on the list of private investors. Don't you worry about that.
I mean, it's the least you can do, but I do appreciate the favor. Now, I have many things to take care of, so I shall see you later. Bye-bye.
Ta-ta. And when we get walking distance away, I'm just going to be like, oh my God. That was unbearable.
You see him, like, berating an assistant as he walks up. And the last thing you hear as you get out of earshot is like, how could you have missed this? What do I pay you for? Alrighty.
So, this is what you all have been up to while I was indisposed?
No.
Schmoozing?
Yes and no.
You don't have to fill me in now, but I do want to know how in the fuck you met that guy.
Oh, you don't like him. I'm sorry also. I just didn't like that he was being mean to Cooter because Cooter's really smart and talented and pretty and he was really mean.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, Emmy,
I wanted to practice my mean girl skills, so I don't know.
probably not the best time to practice being mean girl.
But he was really rude.
It just
people like
it just
him.
seems that maybe we might need a little more time on your irrigation system because now I have to create a presentation.
No,
And
you don't have to. No, you don't. You don't. You don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, good. We were lying. We were lying our asses off.
Yeah, that was all lies. You're not in have to. You don't have to invent a boat.
On Monday. Moon Day. Moon Day. He'll be expecting that we'll have something. I don't. It's quite overwhelming. I don't know if I'm good at
I'm
public
sorry,
speaking.
Cooter. I was just trying to help.
Let me simplify it for you. Just make an elaborate, unintelligible schematic and just make up shit along the way on what this ship is capable of.
Now that I can do.
Just, yeah, that's all he's going to need. He's not bright enough to know how to read schematics on some kind of classified ship that we're not actually working on.
It's true. He believed my lies, and I'm really bad at lying. Everyone tells me that. Also, I was asking you about animals because I thought if we wanted to impress this guy, I could pretend to be like your pet, like some sort of, what's the word? Exotic, like hairless cat.
He's going to want to sell you, maybe.
Oh. Or you could sell me to him, and then when you least expect it, I could steal something like a pirate.
That's brilliant, actually.
Am I doing it right? I'm pirating.
I can't wait. But I mean, and Tosh, I do need you to get me a list of artists and pieces that would probably be in our fake collection for this gallery owner. They're going to
Okay.
expect at least one of us to know what the hell we're talking about.
Yes,
would
I
you
can.
do? I love
I
art.
can do that. I can name some relics and antiquities that might have fallen into your possession.
Very good. Very good.
Don't. Mm,
What, Emmy?
no, it's fine.
You kind of spaced out there.
I was just thinking how most of the relics I'm familiar with are like really, 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 really old. And there might be some questions asked.
No one ever questions these rich ass assholes why they got their
Okay,
thing.
cool. Okay.
I would talk about like real art, right? Not like the folk and knickknacks you have in your back.
No, those are my treasures. I'm talking about like the things that you would find in ancient ruins by civilizations long past. That's what I know about
Oh well, perfect.
from books.
Well, we are certainly to make that contact.
Yeah. Do you have a preference in what you study? Maybe ancient dwarven architecture or high elven pottery?
Any kind of sculpture busts, pottery is fine. Oil paintings
Okay.
are nice.
Oh, that's too new for me. That's Taj's area.
Marble statues.
That I could do. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Alrighty. It seems like you have a plan. You have a quite stacked moon day, it appears. So you have some things to do. Cooter needs to come up with some fake schematics on a brand new ship that she's invented. Which write that down because we're gonna roll for that shit. And it seems that Emmy and Taj have to come up with a list of artifacts that are in Azric's collection that he's not
Artifacts
currently
and
selling.
fine art.
Yeah, and fine art.
I'm gonna screenshot the Animal Crossings museum list and just send that one over.
Alrighty. And with that, I think that's a good place to go ahead and end our episode this evening, as you've got lots of irons in the fires, and looks like you got some plans going on. But with that, I'll say thank you everyone for watching. Very important. We're going to have a poll in the chat for the MVP. Whoever you all vote to be the MVP of the episode, they are going to get an inspiration. Their very own inspiration to you. So go ahead and vote on that stuff now, right now.
We need it. We need
And I
it
will
bad.
say that'll be in the Twitch chat. If you haven't checked out our YouTube, please do currently. And as well as our Patreon, there's even a tier where you can help me create an NPC that exists in this world, and we'll drop them in the sandbox for these players to discover. And or you can also check out all of our podcasts that come out that have all of our episodes, including our Out of Combats that come out on Thursdays as well.
Can I make an NPC if I do it?
I don't know. It seems like what's the equivalent of a constitutional crisis for a DM? Campaign crisis? I'm just kidding.
I mean, I would need moobs to voice them though.
Oh, okay. Not me.
So, yeah, not you.
Oh, okay, perfect. But with that being said, I was close, but Cooter, you're going to get the inspiration for today. 'cause you're the MVP.
Amazing.
But with that being...
Oh, I already have one. I should donate it.
Yeah. You could do that.
Later.
But with that being said, stick around. We're going to go raid another D&D channel. And when we make it over there, just feel free to spam every single one of our emotes into their chat until it's all full of beautiful Caches and Cantrips emotes. With that, thank you all so much. Come hang out in the D&D channel for a bit with us. Say hello. But we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Check my number.